excited about it. You're pretty excited about it. We got everything in the world that is happening here, and just like that, let's stay on the view that allows us to see everything at once and start the clock. 30 minutes of bullet chess. It has begun, right? Like, it has begun, Shao Kahn. It has begun, and what do we have here? We have Hikaru Nakamura on the... Whoa, are we about to win very quick? Is Queen of 5 just, like, lights out?
Yeah, Queen of 5 forces knight to d7, I think.
It's bullet, and it's just 960. Magnus just did the old... I didn't see that. Oops. Yeah, so knight to d7 is forced, and then he's going to have to try to...
bishop g4, and, I mean... Or maybe not bishop g4.
I probably just grab the pawn, right, and then...
yeah, this is a bad start for Magnus. It looks like Hikaru feeling more comfortable in the 960 portion thus far.
Well, it's also just, it's easy to blunder early in chess 960 because the positions are weird. Now, why didn't he just gobble up a7? I don't know. Decides he wants coordination over that second pawn.
Yep, pawn d4 was an option there. It still is an option now.
The thing is, we've been playing a lot of 5-minute and 3-minute, where the story has been Magnus Carlsen up on time more and his resourceful defensive skills, right?
Yes.
Two major stories, we agree?
Absolutely.
Will that continue? Will Hikaru flex the bullet muscles we know he has? Will Magnus prove he's better at bullet than people? I don't know. Who knows? We're about to find out some weird things.
Not really loving what Hikaru's done in the last.
Yeah, things have kind of been.
Okay,
whoa.
He's still better because his pawn center is nice, and that pawn on b4 might become a vulnerability.
I don't know. I mean, is he really better? Magnus is kind of...
king c7 now. Actually, you might be right. He might be escaping by the hair on his chinny chin chin.
Who knows?
But I'm trying to figure out what to do exactly.
I'm not supposed to say who knows. They're like, you guys are supposed to know. I don't know. Well, who knows? I have no idea. This is, you better watch out for moves like b3, and then the queen on f8 jumps to life over here on the king side. But we only have a half an hour left. Don't go anywhere. Will we see an epic comeback from Magnus, from Hikaru Nakamura, or will Magnus Carlsen continue on the road he's been on so far, just dominant in every portion of the match?
Whoa, so queen d4, he's just giving up this pawn. Some problem in the c file. Knight e5 hits his bishop on d3, but queen f6 check.
Yeah, but still, even with check, it looks super dangerous.
Yeah, because that...
Now, that was a nice move. That's it. No, it wasn't.
No, the king blocks the rook, so queen e3 now is... Everything is safe, right?
Ah, you're right. 15 seconds, though. Remember, the bullet is... This is jam-packed action. We are already on the edge of our seats, everybody. If these players don't remember that, hey, you're playing bullet, not 3-minute.
Nice move.
Rook
now king e2. Queen on king e... Okay, king d2.
Okay, they both work, but still, this seems like a blunder about to happen for white. White is under a ton of pressure here.
There's a pin. How do you...
He's coordinating. Nakamura is trying to swindle his way to some coordination.
He's down on the clock as well, which is not a good sign at all.
Not a good sign at all. Black is breaking through first, but will it be enough? All of a sudden, the queen and the knight are looking for some magic.
So knight b5 check.
Yeah, maybe a draw.
No,
check.
Yeah, I was saying knight c7 check.
No.
What? What?
Magnus just he shakes his head and laughs.
Wow.
He shakes his head and laughs.
No, but that's huge. That is
huge. It's a huge win because it's exactly what Hikaru Nakamura needs. He takes a big sigh of relief, says, I can still win games against Magnus. Magnus needed to just take the draw there. That was just a blunder.
Yeah, I think he thought he was queening somehow.
But it was sort of the opposite of the stories we've seen so far, right?
Absolutely.
Usually Hikaru was pressing, Magnus right at the end swindles a win. In that case,
if the queen
Magnus should have won that game.
If the queen was in any other square, that would have been winning for black because it would have been promoting. But unfortunately, you just capture the pawn and it's over. And for Hikaru Nakamura, you need to play a little faster in this game, 55 seconds to just under a minute for Magnus.
Right.
And as the time goes down, we just saw that Hikaru has some steel nerves at times. And for Magnus, he needs to make sure he does not blunder like that again because that was horrible. Right now, it looks like the position is relatively level. It's a normal position. White is slightly better thanks to the offset knight on a5. We don't like knights in the rim. And the reason why is that, just think about mathematically, there are fewer squares to go to. That knight is only 4 squares under attack, whereas the knight in the center is 8. And right now, Hikaru expanding on the queen side and trying to take control of the dark squares.
Yep, he's got some control. But again, I still don't like the future of this pony unless you can manufacture c4.
But now you can take.
Okay, now you can get rid of that bad pony.
But you might want to. Sometimes you might want to leave the pony there now.
Yeah, because
exactly.
the knight, despite being on the edge, is actually sort of keeping the queen or the rook tied to the defense of the pawn.
And now the dark square control is very evident for black, and not to mention
this is the kind of position I will say that is right up Hikaru's alley in the king's
sure.
Indian. He's probably played this position in bullet more times.
Oh, look at that move, B3.
Yeah, Hikaru knows, and in fact, if he organizes this knight to D4, Carlsen has some serious problems.
It goes to show the power of knights over some weak bishops, and that bishop on G2 is a very defensive piece. It's boxed in, whereas for G5 here by black, you got to stop the move F. There it is, right? Thematic.
Hikaru is flexing his bullet muscles right now. If he wins this game, you're looking at confidence seeping in, which is not what Magnus Carlsen wants.
Absolutely not.
Okay, is he going to organize an attack?
Queen opened the G file, right?
He opens the G file, but also Carlsen has grabbed
Rook
a majority.
A8. What is that?
Maybe he wants to run the A pawn. I don't know.
He absolutely does, but if he left his rook on B and gone Rook G8, I thought he was just making an attack. But yeah, this looks really slow by Magnus. So A2 here is probably possible, but maybe you don't want to let the pawn.
I mean, Hikaru feels confident in his plan, but so does Magnus. Notice we can't. I have no idea what to say.
Let's just think for a second.
Hikaru now is thinking.
So.
Okay, he decides he has to defend, but that's a concession, right? Now he has to defend the pawn.
He defends it, but the rook is still behind the A pawn, and A2 is a huge threat because the queen is also covering the A1 square. If you remove that knight with check, you can capture an A1.
Ouchdown, yep.
So rook A1, knight F3 check immediately picks up that rook.
Right, so something like this, everybody, a line Robert is pointing out is a move like this, and the queen goes to Gobbletown.
Right, absolutely.
Okay, but he finds a way to trick with the discovery. It's an exchange sack, but it's probably enough for black to win.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is probably...
Oh, but watch out. Rook takes rook, and then queen B2 check.
Hikaru just blundered, and he just freaked out.
Yeah, he lost. He needed that game. Yeah. He had it. He needed it.
Hikaru has blown just a lot of opportunities, and that game right there, he literally just... That was a one-move blunder in a completely winning position.
Yeah, and wow. Wow. And,
yep.
For Magnus, when you get in lost positions, you have to play till the end because you want to get time off the clock. If you're Hikaru, you need to win and win quickly.
See, now Hikaru's back to where he's been. He's kicking himself emotionally for the last few games he couldn't win. From a professional perspective, one of the best skills you have to have is have short-term memory loss. You have to let it go and move on. But it's very difficult in this format where the games start back to back to back. You don't have a break.
Yeah, there's no time to recover.
Hikaru has got to be kicking himself right now.
Yeah, and there's huge psychological pressure for Hikaru because he's down 5 games, not that much time left on the clock. It's very difficult, but he's getting great
But you
positions.
win that game, and it's not 5, it's 3.
Of course.
It's a completely different match, right? And that's a game that, you play Rook C3 there instead of Rook takes any move, and black is completely winning.
And he had enough time, it looked like. I don't think it was he didn't have
that's
2 seconds
That's why
left.
he about lost it on camera, right? So now he's got to pull it together. He has to know that there is still a chance in the match. He's shown that he can play well in bullet, but Magnus has just got to bring down the clamps. For Magnus to win, he just has to keep being Magnus, give himself the opportunity right in the end, and that's what he's been doing all match. Look at the time. Look how fast both players are playing. It's like they're both just angry at the board.
Yeah,
they're playing so fast right now.
This looks problematic for black. Now, queen d8 for starters is going to be annoying. Here it is.
Yeah.
And if you go bishop d5, I could even consider just capturing on d5 and putting my bishop on e5 and saying.
Hikaru's eyes still just do move a mile a minute in bullet, and so far he has shown he's doing well in bullet. He just hasn't converted. But bishop a4
yeah,
threatened.
Bishop a4 was better.
Why didn't he do that? That would have threatened to have some nastiness. Okay, but.
What? Oh, okay, because d5 is hanging.
But Nakamura still thinks he has the clamps now. He plays h5, everybody. The queen can't take without d5 falling because the queen is, or the bishop.
Well, now the bishop, yeah.
So still a little bit of a tricky scenario for Carlsen, but
Carlsen's playing smart right
Carlsen
now.
is playing smart overall, and his resourcefulness has not been something he's lacked. I like that move f4.
So if I capture it, you're going to capture back, I guess, and there's some potential.
But now I get d4, don't I, if I'm black? Why did Hikaru play e4? d4? Yeah.
His position is
okay,
bad.
he says he's going for this, though.
Queen c...
Ooh.
But the b3.
But who gets there first?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. It's really difficult.
King up, g6, king up, takes,
king
king here.
King 2 went c4 and cut the king off.
So he has to play b3.
But now d3, I'm not sure.
No, g6 has got to be played to get the king. That's
so
what he goes for, but this
looks... Do I go to e4?
Yeah.
G.
This is a stuck
G3
position.
Now. G3.
G3 just picks up the pawn.
Oh, h4. Yeah, this is better for sure.
It seems better for white, right? It seems like
white is definitely ahead here.
He's just winning the king and pawning. That's surprising. Oh, he is. Yeah.
King takes d4 even just.
No,
nice.
even stronger. It wins Magnus.
Okay, so right now Hikaru has been winning at some point.
So
every game.
if you're looking at it from a match perspective, to keep this thing close, you're looking at a situation where what we've had is basically 3 games that should have been won by Nakamura.
Yeah.
He's won 2 of them.
Yep.